Welcome to The Preferred List, a podcast about the people behind the best wedding days. I'm James, a wedding filmmaker. I've spent years in the industry working alongside incredible vendors, and this show is all about real conversations with the ones who make it happen. Whether you're a vendor or a couple, you'll get honest insight, good stories, and maybe a little inspiration along the way. Let's meet today's wedding vendor. Alex, how's it going?
It's going good. Great to be with you.
Yeah, great to have you. I'm so excited to have Alex on. Alex is with the Dapper DJ. Alex, you got to come in dapper if you're going to call yourself the Dapper DJ. And I mean, you guys can see it. I think you did it. You can't even see the shoes. The shoes are on point too. There they are. Look at those. Look at those bad boys. But I'm so excited. I love all things music. So when I get to talk to DJs, it's just so fun for me. And so I'm excited to pick your brain on the DJ side of things, the business side of things. Before we go any further, let's stop to talk about the location for today's podcast episode. Antrim 1844 is truly a dream destination wedding venue. Known for its exquisite cuisine and stunning gardens, the estate provides an ideal setting for both ceremony and your reception. Choose from the versatile locations like the classic formal English tea rose garden or the chic weatherproof glass enclosed pavilion ballroom. Your dedicated wedding coordinator will ensure every aspect of your day is flawless, from the artful cocktail hour in the mansion's drawing rooms to the exceptional dining experience crafted by their executive chef. Located in Tinytown, Maryland, the 24-acre estate is proudly listed on the National Historic Register, and it features a majestic mansion complemented by 11 outbuildings for a total of 40 beautifully appointed guest rooms, offering an all-inclusive event experience. Antrim 1844 is definitely a place that you should check out. Now let's jump back into today's episode. The first thing I want to talk to you about, though, is just like at one point you didn't have this Dapper DJ thing, and then it became like a business that you're running and working in. Talk to me about how all that started for you.
Right. Well, I mean, how far do you want to go back?
You go back as far as you want.
Well, music's been in me, especially the jazz. But let's see. I was born and raised in Frederick, and so I'm kind of local. And let's see. I started playing trumpet in elementary school.
Stop. You play the trumpet?
Yeah,
Like for real, for real?
I did.
Play a lot of trumpet.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it very much,
Yeah.
and I gained an appreciation for performance and sharing music. And a few years later into high school, got my wheels, and me and my best friend, he had a mixer, I had a receiver, he had a CD player, I had a tape deck, and we started doing basement parties and treehouse parties in high school. And it just kind of built from there. I found out pretty quick that being a musician doesn't pay as well as being a DJ.
Shocker.
Yeah. And once you had a nice stereo, your friends would invite you to parties to play music.
Yeah.
And, oftentimes we'd actually would join in. Back then, we're talking high school, we would join in the party. So we bring the music and we can also attend the party, and maybe they'll slide us, 40 or $50. That's how it started in high school, and it built from there.
So when you were doing the high school stuff, post high school, were you kind of like leveling up a little bit? You get some better gear, doing some bigger events or anything like that before the wedding started?
It was kind of a slow slog, and really it was on a part-time basis. Once we graduated, we tried to get regular jobs. So the DJ thing was on nights and weekends on occasion.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of fire halls. We did a lot of, more basement parties. But eventually we got asked to do a wedding or two. And I teamed up, we both teamed up with another DJ outfit that was more established. And we started doing events for him. That was Dynamite DJs. Shout out to Bruce Pike, back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And that's really where I developed my chops, as far as DJing. And I found out I really enjoyed it. I found out that I liked sharing music, first of all, but also seeing folks come together, celebrating, and just having the time of their lives. And the music that I provided helped create an amazing experience for them when it went well. But in the early days, it was trial and error.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way. I call it the school of hard knocks.
Yeah, for sure.
And I recommend it if you got time.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you were working with Bruce, what was it about working with him and kind of like under his wing, getting you started that really helped in those early couple years?
Well, I looked up to him. He was already an established DJ, and he had a couple other DJs too working on his team. So it was really just, um, you know, being in. I think the best way to learn is when you're actually doing it.
Hmm.
That's how I learn. And having those experiences, being at those events, and watching him do his thing, he was fantastic. Uh, I I just developed my skills.
Yeah. What was the biggest takeaway that you had from him and the way that he would run an event, run a wedding?
Well, probably, and this might have already been in my blood. Just being in music and in a jazz band, the show must go on.
Yeah.
There's no wrong notes in jazz, but it's the tenacity to keep it going, and you know, be a problem solver, because something always comes up at an event,
Yep.
especially with DJ equipment from the late '90s, early 2000s. Um, this is before laptops, so dirty CDs,
Yep.
pirated MP3s on CDs. Uh, a host of things can go wrong, but keeping a smile and keeping the energy up is where it's at. Is where you want to be.
Yeah. So it seemed like you kind of learned like, thinking on your feet, you got to fix stuff quick and
Hmm.
just keep everything flowing, even if the outside world like has no idea what's going on for you.
Yeah, yeah,
How
absolutely.
how does the Dapper DJ fit into this? Like you got started with the established sort of group and kind of branched off and made your own thing.
Yeah, you know, when I look back on it, it's like time kind of compresses and shrinks. But so we're talking early 2000s with Bruce. And me and my buddy were still doing a few gigs on the side, a few DJ gigs on the side. And I was actually working as an engineer at a food production plant. And I was just working crazy hours, and I was kind of tired of, working for the man. And I wanted to work for myself. Um, and there's a story I tell, and it's mostly true. Um, there was one Christmas, I think it was like 2011. I just had my first kid, um, and we were building a small family with my spouse, and I didn't have any money. I was just, at that time in my life, I had no money. Um, Still working on that. But anywho,
I think we all are.
yeah, in these unprecedented times. But the family record player was broken and had been broken for some time. And I was staying at my parents, and I told my mom, say, hey, for Christmas I'll fix the family record player, because I was a tinkerer, and I was always pretty good at fixing stuff. So I offered that, and I took apart the this old wind up Victrola, um, kind of a family heirloom thing. And as a kid, I listened to records on it. Um, Anywho, I took it apart, fixed the spring, and got it running. And I fell in love with the old records and jazz and Christmas stuff all over again. And um, I was I was thinking, and with my spouse's encouragement at the time, um, decided to purchase a couple little portable picnic record players. And these are the kinds that are transportable, but they play records from the 20s, 30s, and 40s.
Mm.
So I had a pair of them. And then um, my spouse at the time was like, hey, if you're going to be playing these old records, you should probably dress a little snazzy.
Yeah.
So I give her a lot of credit for kind of the original um, concept of Dapper DJ.
Yeah.
And, you know, we made an Instagram page, we made a Facebook page, made a little website. I don't think I had Instagram right away. It was 2011. Instagram was kind of new.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even know. I'm not even sure the date, the
Yeah,
year that it started, but
yeah. So we made a Facebook page, we made a website, and I started calling around to different shops downtown, in Frederick. And I think the first outfit to hire me um, might have been Venus on a Half Shell. It's a vintage clothing store, and I just played out front of the store and as like a promotional thing, um, and got some attention there. The Dancing Bear hired me for their 13th birthday. Funny story, my mom was their first customer, so they had to have me. Um, and then I did a prohibition party at Flying Dog,
oh, nice.
and there was a couple that saw us play outside in Frederick, and they're like, "Hey, you should come, DJ our wedding." And my brother joined the team at that point, and we became the Dapper DJs. It wasn't just the Dapper DJ after that, and we played a ceremony with old records, um, and more people saw it, and just kind of naturally turned into something. And we had the old records, but we also I used the DJ equipment for the reception part, so we could play music from any decade, any genre.
Yeah,
But yeah, weddings have just kind of been um, the bread and butter of the business.
for sure.
So
So how did the Dapper DJ? It was like a concept, kind of funny idea at first, but then you just ran with it. How has it kind of changed over the years?
yeah, so yeah, the whole concept. Actually, I didn't mention. There's a few people, and it was more popular in Europe that were spinning old records at like parties, doing tea parties, garden parties, um, little banquets and cocktail hours. Um, I saw they were doing that, and I kind of built on that concept. So um, we just kind of turned the record players, the vintage record players, into the cocktail hour vibe, and built the rest of the business around that. Where uh, we of course we dress dapper, but vintage microphones, suitcases, um, all of those things kind of brought together and fleshed out the dapper aesthetic. I call it vintage inspired. So um, that's kind of it in a nutshell. That became our shtick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it stands out, and in a crowd of DJs, there's not many that are probably doing what you guys are doing.
Right. Aesthetically, for sure. You know, a lot of DJs have the, um, what I sometimes call uh, like a spaceship kind of console. We put our equipment in actual vintage suitcases, Samsonite suitcases from the 40s, and we used turntables. We also used digital music, laptops, and all that. Um, but yeah, aesthetically, we definitely are a lot different than your mainstream DJs.
Yeah, that's
So,
cool.
so the couples that are into it appreciate it. I've found that your vibe, for lack of a better word,
Yeah,
uh, attracts your tribe.
yeah,
So we're out there being eclectic and well, eclectic. We're leaning into the vintage aesthetic, and when people see that on Instagram or on our website, if they're into it, they call us up.
yeah. What I think it gives you a chance to stand out to the right people.
Yeah,
It's kind of what you were mentioning just a second ago.
yeah. In a sea of DJs, you got to find something that makes you stand out, and that, as far as our brand, has set us apart.
Yeah, no, that's so fun. So you kind of just like leaned into that Dapper DJ, the aesthetic, the vibes, like you said, and it's not really a better word to, to describe it, but
As the kids would say.
yeah, right. Gosh, we're dating ourselves. When you're working with couples and they're trying to craft like what the day is going to look like, usually you're talking a little reception, sorry, a little ceremony, but mostly reception. kind of heavy on that side of it. How are you kind of walking through like the flow, the song
Yeah.
selection, and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I can lay it all out. But it's really just it's much more than just the ceremony and reception. When you're a DJ and you're thinking about the music, you're thinking about helping them craft an experience from the moment guests arrive. So pre-ceremony music. And actually, I just did a wedding that they had happy hour before the pre-ceremony,
Oh, cool.
so everyone was plenty hydrated by the time
Yeah.
dinner rolled around. But yeah, you got music to think about for when you're welcoming guests. The ceremony tunes, of course. Microphone situation for the ceremony. Cocktail jams, dinner tunes, and then my favorite part, the dance. But all of it together, you're trying to build something. Um, if you're a great DJ, you want to be going somewhere with the music and kind of take guests, I call it, on the proverbial surfboard so you can all ride the waves together. And when you got everyone as a collective on that surfboard, man, that's where it's at. For me, that's where I get my kicks. Um, so as far as the process goes, a couple will call us up or email us. And come on, let's be real. Um,
I'd be impressed if they were calling you.
yeah, I do have a landline in my basement. Probably one of the last millennials that has one. I pay a lot for it. I don't know why I still have it. I have to call
Yeah,
Comcast.
they're just raking in the money off of you
Yeah,
on
sure.
that.
It's an old Bakelite, brown giant plastic phone.
They do
Anyway,
have the new ones for kids that like it connects to. I don't even know what it connects to. Probably just Wi-Fi, I guess.
yeah,
But
um,
it's that I feel like everything's like that retro, like I'm assuming what we grew up in,
yeah,
like as like a thing. Like we had landlines, like we called
we
people on
did.
landlines.
And when you left your house, you were um, no one could get you.
Yeah.
Kind of miss those days. Anyway, and I also remember being excited to get emails, but that's a different topic for a different day. Um,
So the process, couples are
AOL.
reaching out, they're
Yeah,
emailing, and then you're kind of walking them through like what
right.
kind of process.
So a couple reaches out, and then we have Najee is my guy. Um, so he'll reach out and he'll have set up a preliminary initial consultation with the client, and then he'll help determine which one of our DJs, and we have nine,
Oh wow.
is going to be the best match. And what it comes down to is their budget and also, their style, their vibe, what exactly they're looking for as far as music. And we try to pair them up with a DJ that would be the best fit. Then they interview that DJ that we propose. And if the couple interviews them and it feels like a great fit, they move forward with that DJ and they become, um, you know, they start working directly with that DJ. And I'm in the wings, and so is our team to um, get the contract going, support them wherever they need it, answer logistical questions. But really, we kind of do a handoff to their DJ so they can begin establishing a rapport and working together up until their wedding day.
Yeah.
And
So you started just with your brother,
right,
and then now you have 9 DJs.
yes, yeah. At first, it was just me, and quickly thereafter, my brother joined. And actually, we were doing. It's funny how he joined. I was just playing it in the streets in downtown Frederick, the festival they have in the fall,
Yeah.
and we had a little booth. And my brother Jack just shows up with a banjo ukulele and just starts playing and singing and attracting a crowd, along with our records. And he became part of the team. His initial DJ
So you're
name was
like
Scat
that.
Cat Jack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
You're
yeah,
like, wait a minute, that actually works a little bit.
yeah. So he joined, and then we started doing weddings together, and you know, more and more people wanted to have us at their weddings, and I trained a few fine folks, and we've just been growing.
Yeah. So talk to me, in the business mindset, like how do you go from just you to 9 where the 9 collectively are showing up, hopefully as if you would show up to all these weddings.
Yeah. Well, there's a bit of a training. There's an onboarding. There's what I used to call the Monocacy Music Factory. We had a little DJ school where we would show the DJs the ropes. We'd meet up. I'd show them the Dapper way. I think I maybe said that twice. But it's really important that they get the whole ethos about
Mm.
what we're all about. So there's a training period, and then some of the more already established DJs, I let them start doing events. The newer DJs, I'll take them under my wing, or one of our senior DJs will, and we'll take them out to events and slowly build their skills. So they'll start out as wire runners,
Hmm.
speaker haulers, doing the grunt work, learning those ropes, and then we'll have them playing music eventually, cocktail hour, dinner hour, um, some during the reception, and after about a year, um, we set them paired up with another DJ, you know, a senior DJ, to start running the actual weddings. And so there's a process before you become a fully fledged DJ. And once you graduate the school, the DJ school, um, and you've done your time, we offer them at our entry level package. So our packages are based on experience level of the DJ. There's entry level DJs, there's senior DJs, and then there's myself, the owner. Those are the three packages, and we give them cute names like the Bee's Knees package, the Cat's Meow package for the senior DJs, and myself, the Cat's Pajamas.
Nice.
So
Yeah, just again sticking out and making something different in a
yeah,
crowd of DJs. This is cool.
yeah. Even our email's a mouthful: Bee's Knees at thedapperdjs.com, but it works as
Yeah.
long as you can spell Bee's Knees. You're good.
Which hopefully, I would assume if they're looking for a Dapper DJ, they're probably good at spelling as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm curious to know if what are some of the biggest mistakes that couples can make when they're in this like music selection kind of phase of things.
Right. Well, I mean, what it really comes down to is having clarity on the type of experience you want to build. So um, we meet couples where they're at. Um, if they want us to do more of the song selection, we're happy to. Uh, I think the best match is when they take a collaborative approach. They'll say, "Hey, these are our favorite songs. But we know you guys are the experts, so let's come together and build something." Um, that's the ideal situation. Um, one of I wouldn't call it a mistake, but one of the approaches I think don't have the best outcomes would be if they have a predetermined idea about what song to play when. And I've had some of those, and we talk about it.
Because it makes sense to them, but you're
Yeah,
taking your experience over how many years of weddings. You're
yeah,
like, that
uh,
song's really not going to work.
a ton of years. But for me, what's the most important, and we talked about it a little bit, is being in alignment with the client. So setting expectations early on,
Hmm.
um, having a good working relationship, um, and just understanding that it's a partnership when you hire us, and we want the best possible outcome for you.
Yeah.
So we're here to represent you musically as a couple, and we want to show everyone a great time on your behalf. So we have the experience at so many different events that we want to share our expertise with you, so you can have um, the night you've always dreamed of. And just as important, we want them to fully trust us.
Yeah.
So, because we will be the people in front playing their songs to their friends and family. Weddings are a very intimate kind of event, and we want to make sure they're dang proud of who they hired, first of all, to be at their wedding, and we also want to make sure that we've got their best interest in mind. So, um, for me, that's what it comes down to, and I don't know if I said it yet, but for me, weddings are all about the act of hospitality.
Hmm.
the couple's first act of hospitality. So it's kind of a big deal. And on their wedding day, we want them to trust us and know that we've got their backs, so they can be fully present
Yeah.
and savor every moment on their wedding day. Yeah, just be present.
I think I mean, the trust goes so far. Like
Yeah,
it takes you, and it's hard. I think it's hard too because with some vendors, and I think DJ might be one of those categories. Like you don't really know what it's going to be like until you're there, which maybe you can speak to that on like how you're kind of like
yeah,
cultivating like
sure. Well, trust is one thing that's it's easy to break trust. It was the whole time we're working with them, we're building trust. And also, if they're not quite sure what to expect, we have videos, we have content on social media, so they can kind of see what they're getting into.
yeah.
But I think when you take a real partnership approach, um, and they have a great sense that you've got their best interest in mind, that can kind of alleviate some of the anxiety that comes with what they're going to expect on their wedding day. Because we have things, of course, like a client portal where they can make requests, they can build playlists, share their do not playlists. So I don't want any surprises for them, and most couples don't want surprises from the DJ anyway. So we'll set up, like I said, the expectations, so they know what to expect on their wedding day, um, barring any emergencies or
Yeah.
equipment failures. But we have protocols for all of that. Um, so yeah, the important thing is that we've established that trust so that they can really experience their wedding the way they're supposed to. I say I tell them it's like you hand the keys over to us. Everything we've done our homework leading up to the wedding, so it's like ready to go. You guys just be there, be in it, because wedding days they go fast,
Hmm.
and we want you to be a part of every moment.
Yeah. It's hard too because I think even if a couple does trust every vendor, there's still some that are like, oh, but I'm worried about all the other things that could go
Yeah,
wrong. But
right.
we've talked a bunch about, the sort of DJ to couple and the trust there, the relationship that you're building there. I'm curious from your perspective to like other vendors, with you guys being sort of the ones that are running most of the evening. I know some coordinators are kind of jump in and do things
Hmm.
here and there, but y'all are getting everyone in. You're starting the thing. Maybe you're
Yeah,
announcing a cake cutting or a
yeah,
special dance or a special
yeah.
speech. But what's it like kind of working alongside some other vendors and all of that?
That can be my favorite part, and and I think the industry term for a lot of that is, especially with handling crowds, is herding the cats. Uh, it's another place I like to throw in the cats. Um, so yeah, we're a team, and it's great when some of the teams or all of your team is friends. Um, Everything just kind of works better. But yeah, it's important, for the couples to pick the right individuals, and oftentimes they'll ask us what their if we have any recommendations on other vendors. So I might get a call from a client and they're like, "Hey, we want to book you. Do you know any photographers that you'd recommend, or do you know like caterer you recommend?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I've worked with these folks in the past, and they're great."
Yeah.
So when we get to work with our friends, that's amazing. But we're all working in concert. In my estimation, we're all working in concert um, to bring this vision of our couples to life. So, and for me, there's no job. Well, I'll say I don't look at it as this isn't my job. Um, I believe the clients made the investment, um, and we want to have a great outcome. Uh, so I'll help pour champagne if we're running behind. I'll set tables. You know, um, if I've tied bow ties on groomsmen. That's not DJ stuff.
No. They generally don't know how to tie them, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem. I'll make an education video, and they can
Yeah,
pay
that's what we need.
they can pay to have that. Um,
They probably still won't get it.
no, probably not. But I'll go in the getting ready room, and I'll help fix some bow ties, pin boutonnieres, um, but yeah, we're all working together. And when the vendors have uh, that in mind, and also uh, the outcome, when they really are invested in a great outcome, then you're in good shape.
Yeah. I'm curious, since you've been doing the DJ thing for a minute now, has it changed much? I know we kind of talked about the Dapper DJs specifically, but just has the landscape of DJing changed much in all that time?
Oh gosh, yeah, it's changed a lot. And if you want to make a career out of this business, you gotta roll with the changes. Stay on top of technology, stay on top of trends. And when I first started, we were using tape decks and CD players. And then we moved to laptops with MP3s, and then DJ controllers, and all of these things. But I've seen the way DJs play music has evolved tremendously. We used to push play and sometimes let the song just, taper out into the abyss. Uh, and you might lose energy, but that was like what people expected back in the early 2000s. And now, well, and more recently, um, you got to keep the beat, smooth transitions, mixes, mashups, creative word plays,
Yeah.
all of these things. And also, and more recently, in the last 5 years, probably, um, couples are interested in um, quicker mixes. So we're talking 2 minutes or less, more like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Verse, chorus, verse, chorus.
Do you like that or no?
Um, I'm good. And it's funny. Some couples are not into it. They're like,
I'm
"Oh,
so into it. I love it.
yeah." They're like, "Oh, you cut the song off too early." I'll play a ballad. I'll play like, a sing along. Like if we're gonna play Piano Man on a Saturday at 9 p.m., I'm gonna play the whole freaking song, uh, because you don't cut off Billy Joel. But
How dare you even think about doing that?
right, but like Holla Back Girl, you got to get the ish is bananas,
Yeah.
and they got to spell it out BANNANS before you get to the next song. So anyway, I like it because
Yeah.
it keeps the energy up, and
I know it's
yeah,
not for the whole night. It's not a thing for the whole night, but I love when stuff goes quick because it keeps the energy really high, and then it's
yeah,
like before you even get like you're saying, there's parts of the song that you have to get to for some songs, but before you even get too comfortable in that song, it's like, wait, what's the song? I hear something,
yeah,
I hear a beat or I hear, some sort of stem coming through, and it's like,
yeah,
oh yeah, this is so fun.
yeah, and then you could pack more bangers, to borrow a term
That's
from another DJ,
so
more
many good
bops
words in
in.
there.
Yeah, you could pack more in to the
Yeah.
reception, because what you want it to be is kind of like a highlight reel of all of their favorite songs. So they're excited to see what's coming next, and they're dancing with their friends and family. Um, so I think that you know a quicker mix is the way to go often, for
Yeah,
sure.
I agree. But who am I to
But
say?
that
I'm
wasn't
just
a thing. That wasn't a thing 5, 10 years ago when I started Dapper DJs. Um, yeah, I was playing most of the song. I had some like nifty tricks before I could, mix with the beat, because that takes a certain amount of skill, and when you're on CD players, it's not quite that easy. But
yeah,
yeah, it's changed a lot.
you're like these DJs got it easy with the MP3s and all the like knobs that change the
Yeah,
tempo and all
and
that
right,
stuff.
right. There's all kinds of tools, but they're just tools,
Yeah.
and yeah, if you want to stick around in this business, you have to kind of keep up with what the client wants.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's really you're crafting the experience for them, and if you're sticking with the times, you're just able to continue to do that better every year. But I'm curious, at the end of the night, everything's like dying down, you're packing up your stuff. What are you hoping that the couple is feeling, their guests are feeling, or thinking after the whole party is kind of
Yeah.
concluded?
Well, hopefully they ask for an encore. I budget for that because the venues are sticklers. You know, we need to be out at a certain time.
Yeah.
So I might, okay, it's time for the last song or whatever. I won't announce it, but maybe I'll get the crowd fired up one more time to congratulate the happy couple and put on the last song. But I got another 3 to 5 minutes left in the timeline. So if they ask for an encore, especially if it's a rager, I got one in my back pocket. But yeah, once things are winding down, I want guests just to leave feeling like they had an incredible time, and maybe they're off to an after party, and maybe they'll go there and they'll talk about how much fun they had. But I want to make sure that they put it all out there on the dance floor, or they celebrated exactly the way they wanted to.
Well, Alex, this has been so fun hearing your story, hearing how Dapper DJs started, from the treehouse to the reception. It's been so fun hearing your story. Where can people that are listening and watching find and follow along with what you're doing?
Hey, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure. You can look us up at thedapperdjs.com or hit us up on Instagram at thedapperdjs. We look forward to catching up with you when you reach out.
Yeah, and all of those links will be down in the description below. So if you want to connect and you're looking for the Dapper DJs, or you loved Alex's story and want to connect with him about the work that he does in the wedding world, you can follow those links. And that is all for this episode. Alex, thanks again for being on. We'll catch you guys next time on The Preferred List.